Hello humanoids, Halfling Hannah here from HalflingHobbies.com, and welcome to our side quest series. Here in this series, you're going to find all kinds of awesome side quests to give you some D-inspiration. These are complete side quests that include a free downloadable PDF of the job board posting, NPC ideas, encounters, and rewards. If you like this, make sure to like and subscribe to Halfling Hobbies and sign up for the DMs League. The DMs League is a free monthly newsletter where I send you even more resources for your campaign every single month. You'll find that in the description down below. If you like these side quests, I have a whole playlist of them. You can also find that in the description. As always, like and subscribe so I can keep bringing you this content, and let's get into today's side quest. There's something in the fields. Here we go. I'm a dork. So this side quest takes place in a rural farming village. You can have the job posting either in the city, and the adventurers have to go outside of the city to the small village just outside the city to complete this quest, or it can be available just in the village itself. This rural farming village is called Morrowvale, and there is an elder named Mark Barenthorn. This village is very peaceful. It's really pretty lovely. It's got tall milo for miles all the way around it. Milo, if you haven't seen it before, is kind of like corn, only it has red berries on it, which makes for a really cool description during harvest time with just these fields of red. This very peaceful village, the adventurers will find, is kind of in an uproar. Recently, the village has been plagued by a monster or some kind of creature taking its animals. They've been finding their animals slashed to pieces, but not eaten. And it's becoming a real problem. Recently, one man went into the Milo fields and never came back. And now, when your adventurers enter the town, they find that a group of children who have been playing near the Milo are missing. And nobody knows where they are. So the adventurer's job is to find the children, put an end to whatever creature is doing these terrible things, and report back to Elder Mark Barenthorn. If they can do that, Barenthorn promises the village's entire collective, which is about 250 gold, along with a horse and cart. If your party goes around and interrogates different people in the village, they can find 3 separate NPCs who can give them a little bit of information based on their check, their perception check or investigation check. Starting at a very low investigation check, you have a DC of 10. Here they can find an old man sitting on his porch grumbling about his prize goat being killed. If they talk to him, they find that there's nothing out of the ordinary other than that the goat was slashed apart but not eaten. But one important fact, that there's some straw scattered around the body of the prized goat, leading into the Milo fields. At a DC 15, your party can encounter a woman who says that she doesn't know anything about a monster, but she doesn't know if it's important or not, but every time she walks by a certain scarecrow, she gets this feeling like she's being watched. It's probably all in her head, though. And at a DC 18 investigation check, the party can come across a young boy who swears that one day when he was walking past the fields, he saw a scarecrow turn its head and watch him go by. But none of the adults believe him. So what has been tearing apart these animals? You guessed it, a scarecrow. Scarecrows are terrifying in their own right, even when they're not animated by the spirit of an evil being. But when a hag or witch binds the spirit of an evil creature into these things, they become monsters of your nightmares. When they are completely still, they look exactly like a normal scarecrow, and you can't tell the difference between a normal one and an evil gonna slash your face off one, which makes for a really fun encounter. These scarecrows have been bound by a hag that is living in the mountains just above this village. She's been feeding off the misery and suffering that they're creating within this village. This encounter is great because you can beef it up for higher levels by adding more scarecrows, or you can keep it at 1 scarecrow for low-level parties. Beware though, because even 1 scarecrow is going to be a little bit of a challenge for a low-level party, because they have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical weapons, which at low levels is pretty much all your party's probably going to have. So beware, even though this is a low CR creature, because of its resistances and what it can do, it's actually fairly dangerous for low-level parties. But I love to include 3 scarecrows in this encounter, and I love to place them in along with normal scarecrows, so the party has no idea which is which makes it super fun. As they go into the Milo, they will likely follow a trail of that straw that I told you about, even with the DC 10 NPC. You can follow the trail of straw to find 3 scarecrows up on poles in a little bit of a clearing. Looks like the Milo's actually been slashed down. There, in the middle of that, they will find the children huddled together, fearful and crying. And if the party approaches them, they will tell them to beware the scaremen, which is just so creepy. It's like Children of the Corn, only it's Children of the Milo, and I love it so much. At this point, the scarecrows can come alive, and it's so much fun to describe this moment to your players because they are going to freak out. Even if they knew, they're gonna freak out because it's just scary. So you see these scarecrows hanging up, which is terrifying in and of itself. So they're hanging up, and their head lifts, and red eyes peer out at them as the scarecrow begins to move off of the pole towards them. My players have never forgotten this encounter, let me tell you. It's amazing. I've used this multiple times, and every party still talks about the scarecrows. Once they have dealt with the scarecrows, they can bring the children back to the village, and they will receive a hero's welcome, including a huge bonfire banquet put on by the village, and the village will dub them the Heroes of Morrowvale. They get 250 gold, a horse and cart, and anytime they come back to this village, you can guarantee they are going to be treated well. This is a fun side quest and a scary side quest, and I love to do this one around Halloween time. It's just perfect for it. Let me know if you like this by giving this video a like. If you have a side quest that you absolutely adore, put it in the comments below. I would love to see what you're doing too. And until next time, my friends, may your game have advantage. Halfling Hannah here, signing out.